got a parting of the skies. We got lucky here. This is awesome. All right. Thanks for joining us on Republican Day, Governor's Day at the State Fair. Wonderful day. This is where we make it all happen. This is where we get everybody fired up. One of the most important elections in Illinois history. Certainly the most important in my lifetime, my 62 years in Illinois. Nothing more important than this election. Everything's on the line. Question is, are we going to get a better future for our children and our grandchildren, or are we going to allow that corrupt political machine out of Chicago, run by Madigan, funded by Pritzker, give them total control so they lock down, get more corruption, higher taxes, more job losses? That's what's at stake here. We got to fight. We got to be all in. Unite all the Republicans, bring Democrats with us, Democrats who want change, who don't want to support a corrupt political machine, grow our economy, get more jobs, cut the tax burden, and end the corruption by getting term limits on everybody in office. That's the better future, and that's what we're fighting for. Thanks for coming out. Well, the president is doing important work to cut taxes. That's outstanding. Cut the red tape and regulations on business. That's outstanding. He's fighting hard to get fair trade. You know what? America's been taken advantage of by other nations for years. We've lost American jobs because he's fighting to get fair trade. That's awesome. The president's doing great work, and I support that.
What about calling a woman a dog yesterday? What about calling
So I heard about that. That's appalling rhetoric. That rhetoric has no place in public discourse.
Governor, what do you say to some of the Republican base that were a little rattled with HB 40, the Trust Act, being a little soft on citing?
You know, Republicans now need to come together. We can have issues where we might disagree. And by the way, I'm adamantly against illegal immigration, and we are not a sanctuary state and will never be one. I oppose that.
Governor.
But you know what? We got to unite. This is the time everybody to come together. It's not only Republicans, it's independent voters, it's Democrats who actually want a good future for their children and their grandchildren. We can have our differences on different policy issues, but what really matters is we don't give total control to Madigan, his machine, funded by Pritzker, more corruption, higher taxes, more job losses. That's what they'll bring. We got to fight against that.
Were you wrong to ask Erica Harold to prosecute Madigan with your $1 million? Because giving money and asking for public service to do something, a public official to do something, isn't that exactly the criminal act in Illinois?
Burns, you know what? Mike Madigan has been doing deeply unethical things for years, and I believe, and if with proper investigation, an attorney general who will investigate conflicts and unethical behavior, I believe he may well have committed crimes and he should be prosecuted. And I'll say it again every day.
Governor, how can you...
For the president to require staffers in the White House to sign NDAs, and have you, as governor, will you continue to ever have Illinois employees sign non-disclosure agreements?
I don't know all the detail of what's going on in the White House or NDAs. I won't comment on that today.
But to your
Governor,
Yep.
some social conservatives I've talked to have said in selling you that because of HB 40 and other social disagreements, that they're billing you as you should vote for him because he's the lesser of two evils.
You know what? We need everybody to vote for us, Evelyn Sanguinetti, Bruce Rauner. We're for reforms, term limits, lower taxes, more jobs. We need Republicans, independent voters, reform-minded Democrats. This election is not about Republican versus Democrat. This election is about the people against a corrupt political machine run by Mike Madigan and funded by Pritzker.
Is it about the lesser of two evils?
It's about victory over a corrupt machine and getting a better future for the children and grandchildren of Illinois. Yes?
Governor, how are you any different than Pritzker in terms of the millions of dollars that you've poured into this? And then you say that he is trying to buy political office? How are you any different?
Look, you heard the tapes. The FBI caught these guys on tape. Pritzker tried to buy political office from Blagojevich before Blagojevich went to prison. He makes donations and says, hey, I'll take that office. How about this office? Can I get? You know, he's using Madigan the same way. He's funding Madigan to try to get political office, to get Madigan's machine support for his candidacy. This is wrong. It's corrupt. This is what's wrong with this state.
And listen,
Pritzker is as corrupt and corrosive as any candidate in America today. He inherits billions of dollars. Okay, Nothing wrong with that. You inherit billions. You don't know how normal people live when that happens, but okay, you inherit billions. But then he keeps them offshore bank accounts in the Bahamas so he doesn't pay his income taxes. That's despicable, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of person does that, inherits billions and hides it in the Bahamas so he doesn't pay his income tax? And then to add insult to injury, he turns around and says, let's raise the income tax even higher on the people of Illinois. That is disgusting. That is wrong. It is outrageous. And then, insult to further injury. He says, you know what, the property tax system that Madigan runs, it's okay. I use Madigan's law firm to cheat on my taxes and cut them, but I'll buy a mansion in Chicago, I'll cut the water lines to the toilets, and then I'll declare with Madigan's operation that that is no longer inhabitable, and I'll save almost $250,000 in property taxes. That is despicable, ladies and gentlemen. That is fraud. You cut water lines to a toilet and claim that it's uninhabitable as a house. That is fraud, ladies and gentlemen. That is the kind of disgusting behavior, unethical behavior that has crushed Illinois. And that puts that tax burden, that $250,000. You know what? The schools in Chicago need that. The police officers in Chicago need that money. Who has to make it up? The hard-working family, the middle class in Chicago. They get hurt by Pritzker's cheating on his taxes. We don't need that guy in office in the governor's mansion, funding Madigan in that machine going forward. How terrible, terrible.
What do you want voters to know about?
You said you still have to answer for the perceived business meeting you had at the governor's mansion in May of 2015.
Oh, that's all just baloney. That's nothing.
What do you want voters to know about Sam McCann?
That he's a charlatan, that he's a plant by Madigan and Pritzker to try to siphon votes off. He's a phony. He's bought by the political insiders. He's a scam, and nobody should vote for him. Any vote for him is a vote to help Madigan and Pritzker.
Is he impacting the
Last
race?
question. What did you have to show for your first 4 years?
Outstanding performance. Everything that we could get done by executive order or by administrative action, we have done it. We've cut the red tape in Illinois dramatically, and we've grown over 200,000 net new jobs. Hard work, and we've added over 200,000 net new jobs. That's a big deal. We have also achieved something that no politicians could do for more than 25 years in the state. We got historic education funding reform in the state of Illinois with historic school choice that's never been done in the state of Illinois before. That is historic education progress for the people of Illinois. We've also done historic transformation of Medicaid. Medicaid was full of fraud and abuse, and it was broken. We're saving over $500 million a year, blocking fraud. We're transforming mental health services, restoring Medicaid to what it should be in the state, and saving taxpayers over time billions of dollars. We are making major progress. Now, have we got everything done we need to? No. Madigan blocked our attempt to freeze property taxes. You know what? The people of Illinois need to have their property taxes frozen, and to control their property taxes, we got to beat Madigan and Pritzker to get our property taxes frozen. What did Madigan do? He blocked us. We got a referendum done to get term limits on the ballot. Madigan and his lawyer Casper, funded by Pritzker, sues us to block term limits. They won that round, but we're never going to give up on term limits. We're going to demand every candidate to sign a pledge for term limits. We're going to beat Madigan and Pritzker and get term limits on the ballot. Madigan and Pritzker, they also want to continue the gerrymandering in the state of Illinois. Madigan has gerrymandered our districts. He makes them look like spaghetti noodles for 20 years. That means we don't have competitive elections, voters don't have a choice, and our politicians are picking our voters instead of the voters picking politicians. That's wrong. We got to stop Madigan and Pritzker from gerrymandering again. We need bipartisan maps. We need a Republican voice so we can have real competition and choice. We need redistricting reform, and that's what we'll deliver when I win the governorship again.
Now, Governor, Treasurer Frericks had a news conference today saying your veto on the Secure Choice Bill was all political and it denies close to 2 million private sector Illinoisans a lane to a decent retirement.
I'm sorry, what are you referring
The
to?
Secure Choice Bill, the
Pension.
the 401k style thing that the government would sponsor.
Oh, the bill that forces small businesses to offer retirement accounts? That's not good policy. You don't force costs on small employers. I want people to have good retirement, but you don't do it by forcing small businesses to be uncompetitive and have to leave the state.
How do you do it?
Governor, this morning you asked people to chip in to your campaign to help out the party.
Sure.
Right now, 2 years ago you said that you'd be able to outspend them. So what did you say?
I've never said I can outspend anybody. What we need is everybody to chip in. This is a big effort. Whether you can give $5, $2, $100, I'm all in. You know what? I didn't inherit any money. My grandparents lived in a double-wide trailer. Pritzker inherited billions. I didn't inherit my money. I made it. I made every cent, and I worked hard to make it, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. And I did it by working for teachers and police officers and retirees, did a great job for them. And now I'm helping fund our Republican Party, but I can't and shouldn't do it alone. I'm asking everybody to chip in. Have Democrats help, independent voters, Republicans. We all need to chip in, get our message out. When the truth is known, when we have you guys in the media and through the paid television, we get the truth known about Pritzker and Madigan, their corruption and their tax hikes. We are going to prevail in November.
How do you come back
On to victory in November, everybody. Thanks very much.